No more doubt, no more hesitation, no more fear. You want to become a god of bulería? After years of research, I finally developed the magic Buleriax pill. Well, you know that such thing doesn't exist, right? And it will never exist. But I have a great exercise for bulería, which will make you understand something very, very important about this compass. Hi, this is Guillermo Guillen for FlamencoMAPS. Welcome to my channel. Whether you dance flamenco, you play guitar, you play cajon, you play palmas, you sing, or you just love it and you want to understand how it works. Today I want you to directly experience why the Compás de Bulería is so fascinating, but also so complex and so difficult to explain, to learn, to teach. And stick around till the end of this video because I will explain to you something very important about this compass. And it's not a YouTuber trick like please stay till the end. No, but yes, please stay till the end, you'll see. There is no quick and easy way to learn bulería or anything else for that matter. You have to take your time to understand, to practice a lot in order to internalize it, to feel it until it becomes natural. In my experience, internalizing the compass involves three things: understand, practice, and feel. And these things feed each other. It's not like you need to start with the first one and then go to the second one and the third one. No, you have to do everything at the same time with consistency. We have to understand well in order to practice well in order to feel better. When we feel better, we can understand better and we can practice better. You understand, right? And it will eventually become natural little by little. So we'll take the time to really explain in detail the Compás de Bulería, but not here because it would take a 237 hours video. Here we are going to do some very simple exercises that will take us straight to the core of the Bulería Compás. We'll use Medio Compasses, half compasses, sequences of 6 beats. And here I'm not going to use numbers, I'm not going to count the compass. We'll do this in other lessons. Because we hear that bulería is in 12, bulería is in 6, bulería is in 3. But what does that mean really? Well, it depends because there are so many different layers, so many different levels, so many different options. Here we just want to feel a sequence of 6 beats. We call the first beat la tierra, the ground or the earth, because it is our root, it is our center of gravity. Let's start with the settings del Tito. We use a 6-beat cycle with an accent on the tierra so that we always know where the compass begins, and at a reasonable speed for now, 152 BPM. Tierra, 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 tierra. You remember I already said in another video that using the foot, marking with the foot, is part of playing palmas. It is part of our body percussion set, an instrument like the drummers who use their foot to play the bass drum of the drum kit. This is why they call it the kick drum. It's very interesting to consider these two elements as two different layers of rhythm. I talk about the layers of rhythm in other videos, but here even physically in our body we can see that there are different layers. The foot is usually lower than the palmas. These two layers sometimes express the same and sometimes they express different things, and this is what we'll experience today. First, let's see the two parts of our body percussion set. We'll use two different palmas patterns, which for practical reasons we'll call Jerez and Lebrija. Warning here because this is a simplification. It doesn't mean that in Jerez we do only this and in Lebrija we do only that. We can use any palmas pattern on any kind of bulería. We'll talk about that another day. But I thought it was better than pattern A and pattern B, right? The Jerez pattern. We do nothing on the tierra and then we play 5 palmas on the 5 remaining beats of the compass with an accent on the third palma. For this Jerez pattern we'll use palmas claras or abiertas. Tierra, tierra, with the accent on the third palma. 3. The Lebrija pattern. For the Lebrija pattern, we'll use palmas sordas or cerradas, and we'll play 4 palmas. The first one is on the tierra, and then we play the second beat, the third beat, and the fifth beat. The beat 4 and 6 are silent. Tierra, tierra. So far, so good, right? And now the foot. For BULERÍA, we have 2 main ways of using the foot, like 2 foot patterns. In both cases, we mark the tierra, the first beat. What changes is what will happen next, what happens between 2 tierras. We can mark the foot either every 2 beats, and we'll call this the 2 feel. Or every 3 beats, and we'll call this the 3 feel. So here it is, we have 2 palmas patterns and 2 foot patterns. So let's combine them and see what happens. We have 4 possible combinations. The foot in 2 feel with Jerez palmas, and the foot in 3 feel with Jerez palmas, the foot in 2 feel with Lebrija palmas, and the foot in 3 feel with Lebrija palmas. There are 2 combinations that are easier than the other 2, so let's do them first, and afterwards we'll explain why. Foot in 3 feel and palmas Jerez. Let's start by marking the foot every 3 beats, starting with the tierra. It's like a sort of waltz, right? I'm sure you can feel it. And now let's add the Jerez palmas pattern on top of it. This one feels pretty natural, right? This is because the 2 layers of our compass, the 2 instruments of our body percussion set, palmas and foot, are expressing the same thing. They are part of the same word of 3 feel. We can visualize our sequence of 6 beats, our Medio Compás, as 2 red Legos like this, with the accent on the first beat of each Lego. The 3 feel foot mark the tierra and the accent on the 4th beat. The palmas pattern keeps the tierra silent but expresses the accent on the 4th beat too. By the way, sometimes keeping something silent is another way of accentuating it. So you see that both the foot and the palmas coincide, okay? They express the same thing, the same accents, the same 3 feels. There is nothing strange, no shift, no contradiction, no conflict. Foot 2 feel Lebrija pattern. Let's start by marking the foot now every 2 beats, always starting with the tierra. Feel that the sensation is very different compared with the 3 feel. And now let's add the Lebrija palmas pattern. This one too feels natural, right? And I'm sure that now you understand why. It's because the foot and the palmas are expressing the same two-feel compass. And we can visualize our 6-beat sequence as 3 yellow 2-beats Legos, with the accent on the first beat of each Lego, here, here, and here. And this is exactly what the foot in two-feel marks, this beat, and this beat. The palmas pattern marks the same accent plus this second beat. Here again you can see that the foot and the palmas express the same accents, the same two-feel compass. No shift, no conflict, nothing weird. In conclusion, in these two combinations, the palmas and the foot are expressing the same thing. They are doing more or less the same thing, marking either all in 3 or all in 2. The two layers are synchronized and there shouldn't be too much of trouble coordinating our movements. All good? Let me know in the comments if you have any difficulties, and don't forget that you can always slow down the speed of the video if you want. I imagine you've already guessed what we are going to do now. The other two combinations are not so easy because they mix the feels. Foot, two, feel, palmas, Jerez. Same thing, let's start by marking the foot in two feel, every 2 beats starting with the tierra. And now let's add the Jerez palmas pattern on top. How was it? Interesting, right? Because the two instruments of our body percussion set express two different feels. The foot is in yellow 2 feel, but the palmas are in red 3 feel. And this is where we have a rhythm shift, because the accent of the palmas is shifted compared to the accent of the foot. It falls on the 4th beat between the 2nd and the 3rd foot. This is what makes it a little more difficult to coordinate, but this is also what starts to give it more flavor. It's this groove, this soniquete, that we often find in BULERÍA de Jerez. It gives this very clear, energetic feeling that it's moving forward. It is caminando. But again, remember, it is simplifying, okay? We don't do only this in Jerez. We do many other type of palmas. Overlapping these two different feels, these two different layers of rhythm is what gives a different feeling, a different groove. And this is when we enter what is really interesting, polyrhythm, which literally means several rhythms at the same time. And now the last combination. Foot, 3 feel, Lebrija, palmas pattern. Let's start by marking the foot every 3 beats, starting with the tierra, the waltz again. And now let's add the Lebrija palmas pattern on top. And how do you feel about this one? Here we are in the opposite rhythmic configuration. The foot and the palmas are expressing the two different feels, but in the opposite way. The foot is marking in 3 feel and the palmas in 2 feel. And the rhythm shift is here. Now the second foot is alone between 2 palmas. This combination may not be very common, but I thought it was a very good exercise. There is a new particular soniquete emerging from it. It's a very good exercise because it forces us to experiment different combinations, to know exactly what we are doing and where. And it teaches us to experiment with very simple tools. Here we really entered the core of the BULERÍA rhythm. Sometimes we can do everything in 2-feel or everything in 3-feel. But if you see even the 12 beats Compás, it's just alternating between 2-feel and 3-feel. The dancers, for example, with the marcajes, they have to choose their side. Are they in 2 or in 3? But the combination palmas plus foot or the guitar can express both at the same time. There are times when you feel that everybody, the dance, the guitar, the cajon, the singer, the palmas, everybody is in 2-feel or everybody is in 3-feel. But if everyone did the same thing, the same feel all the time together, it would be maybe boring. In any case, it would be more flat with fewer surprises, with fewer contrasts. It wouldn't really be BULERÍA, it would be something else, different. These two universes of 2 and 3, which constantly mix at different levels, are really the ID card of the Compás de BULERÍA. And now the very important thing I told you at the beginning. There is no strict right or wrong option, right or wrong combination, right or wrong way to do things. Everything is possible because BULERÍA requires these crossings between layers, between fields, and between instruments. It requires this shift, this contrast. Sometimes you want to follow and sometimes you want to give contrast. It is therefore a question of making choices, because playing palmas doesn't mean only following what's happening. It also means knowing your place, having your own personality, making choices, inducing changes, playing around. You must choose your side in 2, in 3 or both together, but anyway in a BULERÍA you'll have to change, you'll have to alternate from one to the other all the time. So practice all this as much as possible so that you can integrate these sensations into your system. And then you can bring them out instantly when you want, when you need, when you feel it. For example, listen to a toque por BULERÍA. Here you can find a BULERÍA, maybe without cante for now, it's best, so you can really focus on the guitar and the palmas. And you'll see that everything works, it's just that the option you choose will shed a different light on what the guitar is doing. This is life. Life has different layers at the same time. It's not one dimension. And this is fascinating. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope it could help. If it helped, you can also help me. Like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment and let me know how it goes with your exercises. And also go and visit flamencomaps.com. There I explain my classes, my courses and my way of teaching flamenco. I see you there. Till then, don't forget, learn flamenco, make it fun, make it different, make it yours, and play palmas with the foot.